Right, let's review this then. Now this is quite special really, because if you look at the top here of the video, there's a channel tagged in it. Yeah, that's because this isn't their machine, but they did start off YouTube with this model of washing machine. That means that this is one of the OG washers of YouTube. And the channel itself is also one of the OG channels back when YouTube was back in its infancy. So yeah, that's how long I've been around for. And that was who I was watching. Yeah, the Hoover AC110, which also ironically was the channel name of the time. Yeah, go on there, you can go check that channel out. There are more later videos of the LG washing machine that he now has from 2017, hence the name, but there is the original videos that he took. They're on that channel still. And bearing in mind, this is back in the day when I had a digital camera that could record in 240p. A lot of them were still kind of rolling around with their VGA phone cameras. And so subsequently, that was passable back in the day. Yeah, this kind of then brings back a few memories of watching this. So when this came up at auction, and I bought it from auction, I had no idea if it was going to be any good. And I mean, when I say no any good, usually I will go to the auction room beforehand, have a look at the machine, and spin the drum, etc., and make sure basic things work, because I can't really plug it in. Although that being said, I've got that cheeky and I pay that more often, I actually can do that. So I had no idea, and I was obviously taking a punt on whether it was going to work. Luckily, I got lucky, and it does fully work. It's not needed anything doing to it. In fact, it looks like it's been fairly looked after, whoever the owner was. Anyway, just to also let you know, the channel above, Hoover AC110, the original reason why they got rid of theirs was because it wasn't draining properly at all. They were having to respin it several times over. Now looking back of what I now know and what I know about this machine, it was more than likely something was stuck in the sump, stopping it from draining properly. But hey ho, you live and learn. Right. Another thing too, this was released in the late 90s, this range. So you had AC series and the AB series, both of which were both Performa ranges, and even more confusingly, the AB were the upper models. Yeah. Anyway, so the AC came with a program dial and 2 options. The AB models came with a variable temperature and 3 options, which also had better options. If I ever get an AB model, I'm going to buy it because, yeah, there is a huge difference. Also, you had the Quattro range out as well at the exact same time. So the AE range, electronic range, was also out at the same time. So effectively, this was kind of an entry-level Hoover. But that being said, it wasn't necessarily that cheap either. Saying that, no machine was actually cheap back in the 90s. Yeah. This was, I don't know, you can let me know down below if any catalogues with the pricing, but you were still looking towards like the £300 mark even for something like this. Yes, it was owned and made by Candy, but don't forget, Candies were always the cheaper option. Right, what else do you get then? Well, it's an 1100 spin, 5 kilogram drum, of course, they all were back then, and it has a hot and cold fill. So we have a total of 14 programs listed, 7 wash cycles, 3 spin cycles, and 4 rinse cycles. So it's actually quite basic really for what you're getting, but it gives you everything that you need. No 30-degree cycles here or fast washers. Yeah, and to be fair, that means it was a bit of a letdown in comparison to say like a Hot Point or an Indesit, which both gave you a quick wash. Let's go through it. So program 1 is a pre-wash followed by the 90 program. The pre-wash washes, I think, at 40 degrees. And we'll add on 20 minutes on top of the whites cycle. Program 2 is whites at 90. It takes around 2 hours 10 to do. Obviously, max load is 5 kilograms. The one with pre-wash is going to be 2 hours 30. Program 3 is fast colours at 60. There's no standard program in here. This would have just been a normal 60-degree program, and indeed it does 5 kilos in 92 minutes. And program 4, non-fast cottons at 40, which takes 82 minutes. 5 is cotton rinses. I think it does 4 rinses, including the final rinse. Program 6, of course, is the final rinse, followed by the final fast spin. And the final fast spin is at 1100 RPM. By program 8, we got Easy Care at 60 degrees, also known as nylon as well, on some other Hoover and Candy products. That takes about 80 minutes to do. Delicates at 40 degrees is also known as acrylics, really, at 40 degrees. It's part of the Easy Care section of the dial. Of course, they use still a standard action with a low water level. These are made for washing 2 kilograms of laundry as well. The Delicates takes an hour to do. Program 10, synthetic rinse. It does 3 rinses and intermediate spins, which is quite interesting. Program 11 does the conditioned rinse, followed by the slow spin at 800 RPM. Program 13, woolens at 40 degrees. Max load, also 2 kilograms. Does a very gentle action and seems to stop during heating as well. It's also done in just 48 minutes, finishing off with also a slow spin, which also, also spins at 800 RPM. Slightly differently, but 800 RPM. Why have we got it twice? I don't know. Then we've got 2 option buttons on the AC models. The AB models actually have 3 options, and they are completely different options. We have crease guard, which is effective on the synthetic side of the dial. So programs 8, 9, 10, 11 can all use crease guard. That is basically a rinse hold. When you select it, push it in. When it gets to the final rinse, it'll fill up, do the final rinse. It will advance to go on to final spin. But you'll also switch off then, basically, and go into crease guard mode. When you're ready, just simply release the crease guard button and it will do the final spin. Economy switches off the heater. That's all it does. It doesn't say any time either. It just switches off the heater. So it will just take in the hot and cold only, and that will be your temperature for the wash. They're, of course, to be used for lightly soiled items to save energy. So this is our mechanical dial. Only turn it that way. We've got a little dot at the top that you line up with the program for the start position of the program. Also, you'll notice we've got these sort of dashes. The dashes mean the rinses and spin, which is quite odd with the wool because actually half of this is part of the wash. The solid dots here mean stop positions. So of course we've got ones pre-wash. There's white cotton at 90, cool fast cotton at 60, non-cool fast cotton at 40, 4 rinses, fabric softener rinse for cottons and fast spin for cottons at 1100, 2 double dots for stop position, Easy Care 60, Delicates 40, synthetic rinses, synthetic fabric softener rinse. I've gone past one there. Here is where the crease guard activates. Obviously got slow spin at 800 and then 2 double dots. Then the wool program. And then final slow spin at wool. Right. Also what's quite interesting is the programming, because on the synthetic side it does intermediate spins at 800 RPM, which is faster than the next generations. Yeah, bit of a bizarre one. Finally, we've got this is the door release. Door release? Yeah, there we go. 5kg drum. We've got our door seal. Behind it, we've got a little bit of mould, but this isn't really anything to do with, say, liquid detergent, because there's nothing else. There's no other. Usually with liquid or whatever detergent, it usually affects the whole door seal all the way up, but no, it's only there, and unfortunately it's a bit of a moisture trap after the cycle. Water will sit here for a while. There is a hole, but it's just ever slightly, you know, it slants back ever so slightly, so it sits there. And by the way, that was all Hoovers, not just this. Then at the bottom, we actually have a kick plate. It goes across there. You'll notice there's a hole here. So the Quattro, for example, has the filter and a pump at the front, but that's for the Quattro system, the pump. And some other Hoovers and Candies will normally have the pump at the front with a coin filter, but this one just has a sump kind of catch thing and the rear pump instead on this. By the way, I do actually have the kick plate. It was a bit loose though and I picked it up, so maybe one or two of the tabs have broken. So we've got our detergent drawer. It's split into 4 compartments because this is Italy, and it comes with a bleach compartment here, which usually gets added at the cool down section of the dial. This is your fabric softener area. Now don't fill beyond the max line. Once the max is kind of covered with fabric softener, don't put any more in anymore, and it will prematurely empty into the machine. This small compartment is if you're running the pre-wash with the white cottons, and for all the other detergent, just obviously put into there. Right, so what to give this out of 10 then? Well, it's a basic Hoover. The actual washing is also a bit basic. The spin performances, in all honesty, like Hoovers and candies aren't that great usually. It's okay for an 1100. Basic to use, simple program set. Maybe a bit too basic for the kind of money that you're paying. Reliability wise, these are pretty poor. Sort of. I think the timers could go wrong on these. They could, but at the same time, realistically, the thing that will, because this is the first generation of candies with the new updated tub and drum, you know, spider and bearing failure was quite prominent with these. So in comparison to like other brands, possibly better than Hotpoint in some ways, but realistically, Hotpoint was always better than it. And this was a bit better than these as well. So for that, I'm gonna give it just a 5 out of 10. It's also got this door release, which on all these door releases, doesn't matter whether it's Hoover or Hotpoint, they always fail. So yeah, there we go. Right, I hope you enjoyed this review. Don't forget to give me a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. Don't forget to give me a comment down below what you like about the machine. Don't forget to subscribe for more washing machine content, and I'll see you in another video. So bye for now.